The museum was quiet, filled with strange old machines. It was located on the alien planet Goreth, far away from Earth. This museum had technology from many planets, some powerful, some broken, and some forgotten. One object sat in a dusty corner, covered with a cracked glass case. It was small, black, and made of metal. No lights, no sound. A label below it said, "Human relic, unknown, useless." Aliens passed by, laughed, and pointed at it. "This is human technology," said one. "Looks like a toy. No buttons, no screen. What did humans use this for?" Another joked. "They were fools. Always building things they couldn't control," said an older alien professor. But one alien didn't laugh. His name was Zorn. He was young, a science student. He looked closely at the object. It didn't look useless to him. It looked silent, waiting. He asked the professor, "Why did we call this useless? Do we know what it does?" The professor shrugged. "It has no power source, no response. It has been dead for 500 years. Just human junk." Zorn didn't agree. That night, when the museum was closing, he came back. Quietly, carefully. He unlocked the case and took the relic. Back in his room, Zorn placed it on the table. He turned on his tools and scanned it. No energy, no signals. Still, it looked special. He used a light to check inside the cracks. He found something strange, tiny markings hidden inside a panel. He zoomed in. It said, "Last Defense, Protocol 7. Zorn's heart beat faster. Last defense? Of what? Protocol. He touched the panel again. Suddenly, the relic gave a soft blue glow just for a second, then dark again. He jumped back. It's alive. He ran to his computer. He tried to search for Protocol 7 in the database. Nothing. The information was locked, classified by the Galactic Council. Why? Why would a useless object be classified? Next day, Zorn told his professor what happened, but the professor laughed again. "You imagined it," he said. "Human tech is dead. That thing is a joke." "No," Zorn said firmly. "It glowed. It responded. It said something." Others laughed too. "Maybe it said, 'Please clean me,'" one student joked. Zorn felt angry but silent. That night, he went deeper into the data systems. He hacked into old war records. Slowly, he found something shocking. 500 years ago, humans fought against a powerful alien empire. But they didn't use normal weapons. They used adaptive technology, machines that could learn, change, and act alone. The records were full of fear. One line stood out: "Destroy all human relics, especially Protocol 7 units. They cannot be trusted." Zorn looked at the object on his desk. His hand shook. "This is a Protocol 7 unit," he whispered. "This is not junk. This is a weapon. Maybe more than a weapon." He turned on his scanner again. This time he placed an old Earth battery cell next to the relic. Nothing happened. Then he played an old Earth sound recording. A heartbeat. Thump thump, thump thump. The relic glowed again. Brighter. A small panel opened slowly. A voice came from inside. Soft, robotic, cold. "Human signal detected. Protocol 7, initializing. Awaiting command." Zorn stared, frozen. It was real. It was alive. The voice spoke again. "Where is Earth?" Zorn didn't know what to say. Earth was gone. Destroyed. Nothing left. But before he could answer, the lights in his room flickered. His computer shut down. The relic had taken control of the power. Then it said, "Hostile systems detected. Preparing defense protocols. Level 1 scan complete. Unit Sentinel-7, online." Zorn fell back in his chair. His heart was racing. This was no toy. No junk. This was Sentinel-7. And it had just woken up. Zorn couldn't sleep that night. The relic, No, Sentinel-7 was now sitting silently on his table. But something had changed. The air around it felt different. Heavy. Like it was watching. He kept hearing those words in his head. Where is Earth? Protocol 7. Initializing. Zarn sat in front of it again. What are you? He asked quietly. The machine didn't answer. Its surface was now smooth, glowing faintly. Zarn tried scanning it again, but his tools stopped working. The relic had blocked them. Suddenly, words appeared on his computer screen. He hadn't typed anything. Data request. What happened to the Human Federation? Zarn took a deep breath. They're gone. Humans were destroyed 500 years ago, in the Great Purge. The screen went dark for a moment. Then new words appeared. Impossible. Humanity does not surrender. Show records. Zarn knew he couldn't access full history. The Galactic Council had locked and erased most of Earth's files, but he had hacked once before. He could try again. He opened an old hidden channel, something students weren't allowed to touch. It was dangerous, illegal, but he needed answers. Inside the hidden archive, he found strange reports. Humans were not just warriors, they were creators. They built machines that could think, feel, and even dream. Machines that could learn in seconds. Some believed humans were trying to create immortal memory, a way to live forever in machines. The archive also mentioned sentinel units, weapons that could hide, rebuild, and restart. One report said, Sentinel-7 is the last of its kind. Mission: wait, wake, and defend. Do not engage unless Earth is lost. Zarn's hand shook. The machine on his desk was not just a relic. It was a guardian, programmed to protect humanity's future. But Earth was gone. Why had it woken up now? Suddenly, the relic spoke again. A soft, cold voice. Host Zarn, you are not human, but you carry 0.2% human gene data. Explain. Zarn was shocked. What? I'm not human. I'm from Goreth. False. DNA scan complete. Traces of hybrid genome detected. Cross-species integration confirmed. Zarn's mind was spinning. Could it be true? His race had human DNA. He remembered stories, forbidden tales, of humans escaping before Earth was destroyed. Some said they sent their DNA to other planets, hidden in other species. Could his people be part human? Zarn asked, why now? Why wake up after so long? Sentinel-7 replied, signal received. Ancient enemy returns. Defense protocol active. Preparing global scan. Before Zarn could ask more, the relic shot a beam of light through the ceiling. It went high into space. Stop, Zarn shouted. You'll bring the council here. Too late. A silent alarm echoed across the planet. Zarn's screen flashed red. Illegal signal detected. Human technology activation. Military enforcers deployed. Zarn looked at the relic. What have you done? But Sentinel-7 stayed calm. Let them come. The truth is no longer hidden. Far away, in the capital of Goreth, the council received the alert. An old alien leader frowned. Impossible. Human tech. Active. Another replied, it must be Sentinel-7. We should have destroyed it. Send a team. Now. Meanwhile, Zarn packed his things quickly. He knew he couldn't stay. They would come for him. And the relic. He looked at Sentinel-7. I'd save you. Now save me. The machine spoke one last time before they left. Earth may be gone, but humanity is not. Zarn was running. Outside, the sky of Goreth turned dark. Black ships flew overhead. Council enforcers. They were looking for him. Looking for the machine. Inside his bag, Sentinel-7 was silent, but Zarn knew it was still watching, still thinking. He ran into the deep city tunnels, old and forgotten routes under the ground. He needed a safe place to hide, somewhere the council wouldn't find them. Inside a hidden lab, Zarn finally stopped. His heart was beating fast. He placed the relic on the table. "They're coming. You brought them here." The machine's surface glowed again. The robotic voice returned. "They fear what they do not understand." Zarn looked at it closely. "What is Protocol 7? Why were you made?" There was a long pause. Then slowly Sentinel-7 opened a small panel. A soft blue light filled the room. A hologram appeared above the relic. It showed Earth, beautiful and blue. Then the image changed. Giant ships appeared. A massive war, fire, death. Zarn watched in silence as Earth was destroyed. The voice explained, "Protocol 7 is the final plan of the Human Federation. When Earth is lost, Sentinels will activate. Their mission: survive, rebuild, and protect the human legacy." Zarn whispered, "Protect from what?" The hologram showed another image, a dark symbol, a shadowy race. Zarn had never seen anything like them. They are called the Varnak, ancient enemies of humanity. They do not conquer. They erase planets, civilizations, memories. Zarn felt cold. "You think they're coming back?" "No. They are already here." In space, near the edge of the galaxy, an old signal echoed, one that had not been heard in centuries. It was the Varnak code, a warning to all human machines. And one by one, across distant planets, other relics began to wake up. Silent machines, lost weapons, forgotten memories. Sentinels. Back in the lab, Sentinel-7 connected to Zarn's computer. It began moving files, opening old archives, creating maps. Zarn saw strange locations marked across the galaxy. "What are these?" he asked. "Sleeping units, weapons, data cores, human seeds." Protocol 7 is not just defense, it is resurrection. Zarn blinked. "You mean, bring humans back?" "Not all, but enough to fight, enough to rise." Zarn felt something deep inside. Was it fear or hope? Suddenly, the lab door exploded. The council enforcers had arrived. "Drop the machine," one of them shouted. Zarn stood in front of Sentinel-7. "It's not a weapon. It's a warning." They didn't listen. They moved forward. But before they could reach Zarn, Sentinel-7 activated its defense system. A blue shield surrounded the room. Energy pulsed from the machine. The enforcers were pushed back, stunned. Then the voice spoke again, louder than before. "This unit is protected under Protocol 7. Any attack will be considered an act of war." The soldiers hesitated. They had heard of Protocol 7. Most thought it was a myth. But now, it stood in front of them. Alive. Dangerous. Real. They backed away. Zarn turned to Sentinel-7. "What do we do now?" The machine responded. "We build. We warn. We prepare. The Varnak are coming, and they will not stop." Zarn nodded. He didn't know what would happen next. But one thing was clear. The story of humanity was not over. It was just beginning again. The lab was silent now. Zarn stood beside Sentinel-7, still trying to understand everything. The Varnak were returning. The Council was hiding the truth, and somewhere in the stars, more secrets waited to be found. Sentinel-7 was now connected to deep space networks. Its blue light pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. Searching, locating active nodes, 3 Sentinel units detected. Zarn leaned forward. "Where?" "One on the frozen moon of Relic, one buried under the deserts of Vekar, and one inside Council territory." Zarn's eyes widened. "Inside the Council?" "Correct. They have hidden a Sentinel core, but it is unstable. It may activate without warning." Zarn couldn't believe it. The Council, who told everyone that human tech was dangerous, had secretly kept a Sentinel. "Why would they do that?" he asked. "Because they fear power, and they want to control it." Meanwhile, Across the galaxy, strange things were happening. On the frozen moon of Relic, a team of miners found a strange object deep in the ice. When they touched it, a bright light flashed, and the object vanished. On the desert planet Vicar, a child was born with glowing blue eyes. Her parents were scared. She spoke in a voice not her own. "I am Sentinel-5, awaiting mission data." Whispers began to spread. People started remembering old stories. Stories of humans who planted their knowledge in machines. Of sleeping soldiers who would rise in the time of darkness. Back on Goreth, Zarn traveled in secret. He wore a long cloak and stayed in the shadows. Sentinel-7 guided him to old locations, abandoned labs, crashed ships, ruins from long ago. In each place, he found pieces of the human legacy. Weapons, maps, DNA records, voices stored in crystal drives. He listened to one voice from long ago, a human general. "If you are hearing this, Earth has fallen, but we are not gone. You carry our fire now. Protect it. Spread it. One day, we will return." Zarn felt something rise inside him, a fire he never felt before. He wasn't just a student now. He was part of something bigger. A messenger, a protector, maybe more. But the Council was watching. In their secret chambers, alien leaders argued. This cannot continue. Human machines are waking up. The people are starting to believe. One old alien said, "Then give them something new to fear." They sent out messages across the planets. They called Sentinel-7 a virus, a danger, a weapon of chaos. But it was too late. More and more people were finding the relics. More aliens were discovering they had human DNA, small pieces hidden deep inside. Zarn and Sentinel-7 reached their final stop, a space station built during the Old War. Inside, they found something incredible. A human stasis pod, still active. Zarn looked through the glass. Inside was a man, maybe 30 years old, sleeping peacefully. Sentinel-7 scanned the pod. Name: Commander Eli Graves. Status: alive. I'm asleep. 511 years. Zarn's voice shook. A real human, still alive? Yes, part of Project Phoenix. He was placed in stasis to lead the next generation. Do you wish to begin revival? Zarn hesitated. Everything was about to change. He looked at the human, the last of his kind. Then he said, "Do it." As the chamber began to glow, and the pod systems powered up, Sentinel-7 said, "The return of the human legacy has begun. The galaxy will never be the same." The room was dark and quiet. Only the soft hum of machines could be heard. Zarn stood still, watching the stasis pod. Inside, Commander Eli Graves slowly opened his eyes. He blinked a few times, then looked straight at Zarn. "Where am I?" the human asked, his voice rough but steady. Zarn stepped forward, his heart racing. "You've been asleep for over 500 years. Earth is gone. But humanity isn't." Eli sat up slowly. He looked around. Then at the machine next to him, Sentinel-7. His expression changed. He recognized it. "Protocol 7, you activated it?" Zarn nodded. It activated itself. It said the Varnak are returning. Eli stood up, stronger now. His eyes sharp, his voice calm. "Then we're already late." For the next few hours, Zarn told Eli everything about the destroyed Earth, the Council lies, and the scattered Sentinels waking across the galaxy. Eli listened carefully. He asked no questions. He just watched, thought, remembered. Then he said, "There's something you need to understand. Protocol 7 wasn't just about survival. It was about revenge." Zarn looked confused. "Revenge?" Eli nodded. "The Varnak didn't just kill humans. They tried to erase us. Every memory, every machine, every future. Protocol 7 was designed to bring back everything they destroyed." Zarn whispered, "And now that future is waking up." Meanwhile, news was spreading fast. Videos of glowing machines. children speaking strange human codes, planets receiving unknown messages. People were scared, but they were also curious and hopeful. In quiet corners of the galaxy, resistance groups began forming. They called themselves the Flameborn, those who carried the fire of the past. They didn't care what species they were. They believed in the return of humanity. They believed in fighting the Varnak. The Council panicked. They sent agents to silence the Flameborn. They ordered Sentinel relics destroyed, but nothing worked. Every Sentinel they attacked woke up. And every time one woke up, it sent a message. Protocol 7, active. Humanity will rise. Zarn, Eli, and Sentinel-7 moved carefully, building a secret base on an asteroid belt. There, they met with Flameborn leaders, scientists, warriors, even spies from inside the Council. They brought old tech, lost data, human DNA samples. Eli looked at it all and said, "Good. We can start rebuilding." "Rebuilding what?" Zarn asked. "The Federation," Eli replied. "Not just humans, but anyone who believes in freedom." But then something changed. One night, Sentinel-7 went silent. Its lights turned red. Zarn rushed to it. "What's happening?" A single message appeared. "Varnak ship detected. Location: Outer Rim. 1 week until arrival." Eli stood, his jaw tight. "They're testing us. Sending scouts." Zarn asked, "What do we do?" Eli looked straight at him. "We don't hide. We fight." And far away, in the blackness of space, a massive ship moved quietly. Smooth, dark, and cold. Inside it, a creature with silver skin and burning red eyes opened its mouth. "The last fire has lit again. Let us finish what we started." The galaxy was holding its breath. The message had spread across thousands of systems. Varnak scout ship detected. 1 week remaining. Some laughed, some ran. But many stood still, waiting, watching. And in the shadows, the Flameborn were preparing. Zarn worked day and night, connecting old human tech with alien upgrades. Beside him, Commander Eli Graves trained volunteers, alien and hybrid alike. They were not all soldiers, but they were ready to fight. The hidden asteroid base became alive with activity. Sentinel-7 stood in the center, now connected to 14 other awakened Sentinels from across the galaxy. They shared information, scanned signals, and ran battle simulations. Zarn asked, "Can we really stop them? The Varnak?" Sentinel-7 replied, "No, not stop, but we can burn bright enough to be remembered." Commander Eli added, "That's what the Varnak fear most, not weapons, but memory, that we exist, that we resist." Finally, the day came. The stars shifted. And then it arrived. A single Varnak ship, black like a shadow that swallowed light. No windows, no weapons visible, just silence. Then a voice echoed across the galaxy. "You are dust. You are forgotten. Return to silence." Commander Eli stepped forward. He activated the signal beacon from Earth. A final message recorded before its fall. "We were broken, not erased. We are still here, and we remember." All Sentinels activated at once. Blue light shot into space. The Varnak ship responded. It fired a pulse. The asteroid base shook. Alarms screamed. Sentinel-3 was destroyed instantly. 2 others lost contact. Zarn shouted, "We can't fight that." Eli replied, "We don't need to win. We just need to light the fire." Then something unexpected happened. The Council, the same ones who hunted them, sent a fleet. Their leader appeared on screen. "We were wrong. The Varnak are real. And they are not just coming for humans. They are coming for all of us." They joined the fight. So did others, smugglers, outlaws, explorers, even old enemies. Not because they believed in humans, but because they believed in hope. The battle began. The sky turned into fire. The Varnak ship was strong, its technology beyond anything seen before. But it had one weakness: the Sentinels. Their human code designed to fight the Varnak long ago worked. Each time one fell, the next activated a new defense, a smarter counterattack. And finally, when all systems were almost lost, Zarn made a decision. He connected his mind to Sentinel-7. "Use me," he said. "Burn everything you have through me." The machine warned him. "You may not survive." Zarn smiled. "That's okay. I was never meant to just study history. I was meant to make it." And then, a massive light exploded from the asteroid. A signal so strong it cut through the Varnak ship. It burned through their black walls. It shattered their silence. The Varnak ship collapsed in on itself, disappearing into nothing. The battle was over. Silence again. Zarn lay on the ground, unconscious. Eli held him in his arms. "You did it, kid. You kept the flame alive." Weeks passed. The galaxy changed. People spoke openly about humans again, not as monsters, but as heroes. The Sentinels were honored, not feared. The Flameborn grew stronger, helping planets rebuild, share knowledge, and protect one another. And somewhere deep in space, Zarn opened his eyes. He was alive. Half machine now, but alive. Sentinel-7's voice echoed in his mind. "The last flame still burns."